Hey guys, this is Chetan,
This is your boy Abby.
and welcome back to the Unprofessionals. So we just recorded a baseball podcast, but now we're back into what we love to talk about, and it's some football. So we're into week 6 of the college football season. It's crazy to think already that we've already seen so many great matchups, so many great matchups coming up, and you know it's just been a crazy football season so far, including the NFL, which we're going to go over tomorrow. But for the time being, we get to watch the Red River rivalry between number 6 Oklahoma and number 21 Texas. With Texas, we always talking about we talked about them in the beginning of the season. They don't look that good. We don't know why they're ranked. They faced Arkansas. The buzzsaw. Arkansas kills them, and here they are back at it, ranked 21. They're 4-1, and they're about to take on the Oklahoma Sooners, who are 5-0, who have not been that impressive this year. So let's discuss this. Abby, what are your thoughts on this game?
Oh man, I think we said this yesterday in our college football recap. A lot of teams, they've been surviving. This is where their oxygen runs out, and I think Oklahoma is the first team for that to happen. I think Texas wins this game outright. In terms of the spread, I think plus 3.5 is value. Take it. Obviously, I think the money lines at play here. That's a betting perspective, but from a game perspective, I think Texas wins this game. This isn't at home technically because this is at Jerry World. If this was at home, I'd be even more convinced that Texas wins. Oklahoma's won the last 4, I think, between these two, and a couple of them have been real close. Last year went into overtime. I remember that.
Yeah, it was overtime. Rattler was benched in the first half for a poor performance, and then
I
he
know they brought
came
him
back
back in. Yeah.
and threw 2 TDs in overtime.
Oklahoma, Texas, ever since the Arkansas game, and they changed quarterbacks, this team has looked completely different.
Yep, they scored 160 points in those 3 games since losing to Arkansas.
Destroying Texas Tech was huge. Texas Tech is a good team. They're not great. They just beat West Virginia at West Virginia, and they dropped 75 or 70 on them at home. The new quarterback has been playing great. Robinson, the running back, has been a monster. The defense has been playing great. They lose almost every year at TCU. This year, they went to TCU. They were down. They did not quit. They battled back, and they won by 5 points. That showed me something. This is not the same old Texas. Are they fully back? Yeah, I'm not willing to say that. But are they better than Oklahoma right now? Oklahoma should have theoretically maybe 2 losses at least on their schedule already. They should have lost to Tulane. They should have lost to Oklahoma. West Virginia, they couldn't score enough, but you could even make that argument. This is a 6th-ranked team that should be ranked 25th or lower. They could prove us all wrong by blowing out Texas. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think Texas wins outright.
I told you yesterday or the day before, I was just like, is it weird for me to feel like Texas would win this game? And I guess the key thing to watch out in this matchup here is Bijan Robinson. He is the second leading rusher in the nation, 130.4 yards a game. And he's taking on, including 9 TDs, 7 rushing, 2 receiving. He's taking on the Sooners defense, which has only allowed 73.4 yards per game to rushing. So I guess that's the key matchup. If Bijan Robinson can just absolutely eat away at the Sooners defense and just continue chewing clock off the time, because we've in the 5 games that we've watched Oklahoma, other than the 72-0 blowout to probably a high school team. I'm sorry, but it's not very. Yeah, you get blown out 72-0. I don't know why you're playing Oklahoma. So it just all in all, just I think if Bijan Robinson can eat away at the Oklahoma defense, they should win this game.
All right, moving on. Now there's a lot of good games in my opinion. We have Georgia, 3:30 kick at Auburn. we've both spilled our guts out for Georgia at this point. They've given up 23 points total this season. That's insane. That's insane. Auburn should have lost to LSU. Bo Nix, I'm gonna give him his credit. I'm gonna give him his flowers. This man made some insane plays against LSU. Insane. But LSU on offense, they should have scored 40 points. They missed out on so many opportunities. They should have beat Auburn. Auburn is at home. I don't care. You can't convince me to not take Georgia. Forget winning the game. We all know they're winning the game. I love Georgia first half from a betting perspective, -7.5, whatever the number is. First half, I don't think Auburn's going to score more than 10 points. And -14.5 for the game. I think Stenson Bennett, JT Daniels, whoever's playing quarterback, I don't think it matters. They're going to kill this team by at least 20 plus points. And Auburn, they had a great game against Penn State, but they should have lost to LSU. They should have lost to Georgia State at home. So Auburn, since those 2 games against JV teams, they've looked okay, not great. And Georgia is a monster. So I'm picking Georgia first half, whole game, Georgia, Georgia, Georgia.
I mean, is there anything more to say about Georgia? We just raved about how they pretty much have an NFL defense in college, that if they want to win any battle against Alabama, they're going to be in the trenches. So guess what? They get 2 big boys on the defensive line who are absolute monsters. And I think in just terms of quarterback play, I have more faith in Spencer Bennett and or JT Daniels than I do in Bo Nix. Bo Nix, I've read that the only complaint about him by Auburn fans is, he will make a few fantastic throws in the game, but he's never that super consistent. So he doesn't jump off the charts like, JT Daniels will. So in terms of quarterback play, is Georgia there as well. So this should be an easy Georgia win. And I guess we'll really see what Auburn is made of against this defense.
Okay. Now we get to the game of the day. I have no idea. I've said we discussed this off camera, off podcast, why college game day is not at Iowa Penn State. It's a playoff game, 3 versus 4, before the playoffs have begun. So it's an early playoff matchup, basically. If you win this game, you have a trump card in your pocket for the playoff spot, in my opinion. So let's get into it. Penn State at Iowa. Iowa is a 1.5, 2-point favorite at home. I don't know why. Iowa, people love to pick against Iowa. People thought Iowa State could beat them. People thought Maryland could beat them. And Iowa said, F all that. This team has just proven everybody wrong. Their offense isn't sexy. What's his name? Goodson is a very good running back / weapon. Their O-line is solid. Their tight ends are solid. Their receivers are solid. The quarterback is just solid. But that defense, they got NFL players. Dotson for Penn State, he is their best weapon. No matter what side he goes on, Iowa has 2 corners that can lock him down. And I think that's going to be the biggest takeaway from this game. Penn State has beaten Wisconsin. That now looks like a regular win. That looks like a bad win. Because they should have lost that game because of how many mistakes Wisconsin made. So that does not hold up impressively. The Auburn win is still solid, even though they barely beat Auburn. And beating Indiana, Michael Penix got hurt, and Indiana isn't that good anyways. So how good is Penn State? I still don't know. Iowa destroyed Iowa State at Iowa State. I understand Iowa State has lost. They lost to Baylor, which is also a good team. But beating Iowa State in that hostile environment and blowing them out is impressive. Iowa destroyed Maryland. 5 straight turnovers after Maryland looked like a good team, at least a good team, and you killed them. So I don't understand the spread. It should be bigger. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I am completely riding Iowa in this game. And that streak continues of not allowing 25 points. I think now it's hit 30 games? I forgot the number is now, where they have not allowed opposing team to score 25 points. If this game was in Penn State, what I have picked, I think I did pick Iowa. So I'm definitely picking them at home.
All right, so here's the fun. I will throw out a bunch of statistics, which you'll be like, all right, cool. That's all cool and all. But the last time they played each other.
Which was when?
Yeah, give me a second. ESPN is being slow right now. Penn State won 17-12. So I was just looking up that number. The over-under on this game is 40.5.
Wait, when was this? So when did they play last year?
They played. Give me a second.
I don't remember them playing last year.
Not last year, the year before, October 13th.
Who was the quarterback? Was that Chase McSorley?
2019, I believe so. Yes. I can't. Where the hell is it? No, it was Clifford.
Okay.
It was in 2019.
Penn State or Iowa?
This was when they were ranked 10, and I think. What's Iowa Stadium called?
Oh fuck.
Is that Kinnick Stadium?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So they won 17-12 in Kinnick Stadium in 2019. Penn State did. Penn State. They were both ranked top 3 in the nation for scoring defense that year as well. Same thing this year is Iowa is ranked number 2 in scoring defense, 11.6 points a game. Penn State at 12 points per game. So pretty much we're having the same kind of matchup that they had a couple years back, 2 years back. It's pretty much like a 2-year anniversary of them playing, if you think about it. Penn State won that game. Penn State has also, where is it? So I was on a 11-game win streak since last year, and Penn State has won 9 in a row since the 41-21 loss. Wait, they played last year? It says they played last year, Abby.
All right, there you go.
What? I'm looking it up now because now
I have very fond memory. I don't have the best memory of last year, COVID year. I'll be honest with you.
So I'm gonna look it up anyways. So yeah, they beat Penn State last year, 41-21. The year before that, when they're both ranked top 3, Penn State.
Who you got?
Oh, I'm taking Iowa just because everything I've seen from them, their defense is filthy.
So you said all that for what?
For fun.
All right, for fun. Well, fun's over. All right.
I want to change your opinion.
All right, we're both on. You're not changing my opinion. I've people have listen. I've heard a lot of people say Iowa State when they played them. I saw a lot of people say Maryland when they played. I did not. I'm not gonna listen to others. Listen to your opinion. You can look at numbers. You can listen to other people's opinion. You can hear them out, but you should go with your own. What you believe in. I'm telling you this in general. Any person out there, if you believe in something, you go for it. You could be wrong. That's the world we live in. It's fine. You move on to the next day, the next play, the next anything. And I am fully on Iowa so far this season. Now we get to a game I also have full conviction in. The nightcap, ABC, Michigan, number 9 in the country versus Nebraska. Nebraska should be undefeated. They can easily make that claim. They should easily be 4-2. 5-1. 6-0. Scott Frost may have finally turned this program around. They're at home. They just smacked Northwestern by 50. That is not an exaggeration. They beat them by 50. Michigan does not have a single impressive win. They almost lost to Rutgers. Rutgers got beat the fuck down, our Rutgers, by Ohio State. They just played Wisconsin. It was a close game until the fourth quarter. Wisconsin had done nothing. Their only win this year was against Eastern Michigan. They got blown out, basically, by Notre Dame. They got blown out by Michigan, and they lost to Penn State, a game that, I'll be honest, they should have won. So what does that say? I'm taking Nebraska. This game, if this was in Michigan, maybe differently. But let's say night game. This is probably going to be the game, a statement win. Adrian Martinez, Scott Frost, that program. Nebraska's been dead for years. Probably since Ndamukong Suh. I know you mentioned this a couple days ago. So this could be it at Nebraska, Lincoln. Oh my God, those students, those fans are going to be going crazy. Plus, forget the points. I'm taking them outright. I think Nebraska upsets number 10 Michigan, and another team that's been barely surviving finally runs out of air in Michigan.
I mean, yeah, if we look at Michigan, with Wisconsin, let's be honest here.
They're done. They're not. They're not. They're just named Wisconsin. If I named you Northern Colorado, then you'd be like, okay. But the fact that they're wearing the red Badger jerseys is why they're getting the respect that they got so far this season.
Exactly, and then just we've talked heavily about Wisconsin this year. Just their quarterback is just that bad.
And whoever gave Graham Mertz a 5-star review should be confiscated from QB evaluations.
Right?
That's the last thing I'm gonna say. My bad.
Right, exactly, and it's just we talked about them. You barely beat Rutgers, who Ohio State, who is on the rise right now. That everyone should be careful about. Just look out for them towards when rankings really matter. I guess what we can say is they killed Rutgers, and if we're using Rutgers as the measuring stick, Michigan State could have lost. Michigan could have lost that game. In comparison to Nebraska, who, after we talked about Oklahoma heavily, they haven't looked impressive. They could have beaten Oklahoma. They lost by 7. They lose an OT to Michigan State. It's 3 points, right? So between number 6 Oklahoma, and what rank is Michigan? Number 11 Michigan State. They lost by a combined 10 points. That should say something about Nebraska themselves, as how much they've improved. And in this game, I got to take Nebraska simply for the fact that I'm not impressed by Michigan, and I've been impressed by Nebraska.
All right, final game. Number 1 team in the country versus the biggest frauds in the country. Texas A&M. They're not good, man. They're not good. Their quarterback, their offense is awful. Alabama, what can you say about them? They're a machine. They're a machine. They're the closest thing to a machine we have in football. And it's a foregone conclusion. We know who's going to win this game. But how much are they going to buy? The spread is 17.5. First half is -9.5. Take both. I don't think the Texas A&M can even backdoor cover. I don't even think they can score in the end. I don't think so. I think Alabama, my favorite play here, just from a betting perspective, that's the only reason why we're even discussing this game, is first half. Because in the first half, at least they'll have all their starters in for sure. And maybe Texas A&M shows some type of dignity and only is down 20 points at halftime. But, bro, Alabama, they're not stopping. Nick Saban won't let them stop. Bryce Young's on his way for the Heisman, and it's just another year, a normal, regular year for a Roll Tide.
I mean, after last week and saying Ole Miss is going to beat them,
Ole Miss scored 21 points. I don't know how many points the Texas A&M could score then. 6, 2 field goals, maybe.
But yeah, the conclusion I'm making is I'm never betting against Alabama. And
we both agree there.
So, or Nick Saban. So Alabama all the way. Alabama gonna kill them because if they did what they did to Ole Miss last week, I have no idea what they're gonna do to Texas A&M.
And that's it. That's week 6. There's a lot of other good games out there. Also, LSU, Kentucky, that kind of lost its luster when LSU lost. Kentucky, obviously, top 15. I think they're 16th in the country, top 15 in the country. They're playing really well. Wake Forest has a game against Syracuse. There's a couple other games out there. BYU against Boise State. There's a lot of games on. This Saturday is going to be better than last Saturday, even though we all felt last Saturday was going to be the best one.
Yeah.
Didn't turn out that way. Hopefully, we get a redemption week. And obviously, NFL is king. It don't matter week 1, week 10, week 17, where all the backups play. NFL is king. And we will bring that to you guys tomorrow because today's Thursday Night Football. Oh, you know what? Let's just finish it off with that. Today, Thursday Night Football. Give our one game out here. Rams, Seattle. I have no idea who's going to win this game. I'll be brutally honest with you. I make a lot of picks, but this game got me feeling sideways, man. This game is very close. I am not impressed with the Rams defense. I said that after week 1. Their defense is suspect. They have 2 future Hall of Famers, and that's about it. And the Seattle Seahawks, let Russ cook has not worked out so far. I believe in Russell Wilson. He has never lost a Thursday Night Football game.
He's lost
There's
one.
a lot of stats out there. I thought he's never lost he's lost one.
He's 9-1 in Thursday night games.
He's won his last 9 straight prime time, something like that.
9
right?
straight though.
Yeah, but you know me, I don't give a shit about that. Those numbers mean nothing to me. But I think after being short week, this is tough. Jalen Ramsey's basically got to take out DK Metcalf because DK Metcalf has not done shit against him. So gonna be a lot, in my opinion, a lot of Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson. Is he playing? It's week.
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think Chris Carson's playing.
I know Pete Carroll mentioned that he has a little bit of a neck situation. Let's see if the injury reports have come out. Chris Carson. They're saying game time decision.
Yeah, so
I've been hopeful to play, I'm told, but Seattle wants to be cautious. Game time decision and could. So even if he plays, it seems like he won't be getting the majority of the carries. Most likely him and Alex Collins.
Yeah.
Man. Will they lose back-to-back home games? The first 2 home games. The Seattle Seahawks are 7-0 when wearing the action green jerseys. If that means anything to you. Oh my God, man! I don't know what to take here. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the run. You know what? I'm just gonna take. Fuck. Yo, anyone? Do I have a coin? I'm about to flip a coin. Damn, I don't have a coin on me. Yo, can you flip a coin for me? If you got one, because I really. Oh, you ain't got one?
No.
All right, fine. I'm taking. For my Vikings purposes, this helps out my Vikings for potential wild card ramifications. I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams here. There's just so much that can go wrong. I think this is one of those, Matthew Stafford games that we're just like, oh yeah, Matthew Stafford is this good.
All right, that's our Thursday night play. Don't take us that seriously for this one because we clearly don't know what we're talking about here. For this game, it's very close. I can see either team winning here. The line is so close for a reason.
Yeah. This is one of the games.
Go ahead.
This is one of the games that I looked at. I was like, yeah, I would not touch this from a betting perspective because I have no idea what's going to happen.
We gave out our play, though, for this game in terms of a player prop. Go check that out if you haven't so far. And that's it. And we'll be back tomorrow.
All right, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.